What's going on, guys? This live video, talking about has Trump betrayed us. Let me actually pull this camera down here. Okay, so sorry, this is kind of a later video. I was doing some other things, but a lot of people over the past few days have talked about Donald Trump because of a few things, and we'll kind of get into that in just a second. But let's talk about something else first. I'm kind of backpacking off of the video I did the other day about the NYPD officer that kind of, went to, didn't kind of, stomped on the American flag, snatched out of a guy that was protesting the mandate at a Panera Bread and stomped on the flag. In my video, many people were torn, and some say, "Why are you not back in the blue?" And not all cops are bad. Well, I said that in the video. I said that not all cops are bad. Pretty sure I said that exact same verbiage, that not all cops are bad. And um, I've always said that ever since I've made YouTube videos. I said that you should never make blanket statements, period, about anyone, any organization, anything, because not all people are the same, right? But the the problem with this, this flag incident is that it's it goes unsaid because of that. Like, conservative guys, no one's talking about it because they don't want to seem like they're not backing the blue. They can't say anything bad about a police officer because, oh, that means I'm not backing the blue. We can single out people based off their actions, because if you don't, it's going to multiply. And we've seen that this type of behavior is multiplied. My boy Heavy Duty Country did a video, I think yesterday, a live video similar to that, discussing that as well as some other things about backing the blue. And it should be a case by case basis. I was a Marine, and I have a very high respect for Marines. I served with them. I think it's the greatest military organization in history. And to me, I got so much respect for Marines, and if I come across a Marine, we speak the same language, we've lived the same life, and you know, I would always take up for a Marine and help a Marine out. But the thing is that not all Marines are good. I mean, I was a Marine, and if you go talking bad about a Marine because they're a piece of garbage, I'm not going to get upset about it. You know, so if you're a cop and there's a bad cop and somebody's talking about the bad cop, you shouldn't get upset about it. Just like there's a bad white person and somebody's talking about this white person because they're bad, doesn't mean you should get upset about it. Or if it's a black person and you're a black person, they're talking bad about a black person that's bad, you should not get upset about it, because you should not be a blanket statement for any kind of anything like that. It's a case by case deal. I've, like I said, I've been around dirtbag Marines. I even seen, over the past couple weeks, a Marine, former Green Beret. He did 20 years. Black nationalists. They're, very militant, um, and they went completely away from what they learned in the military in these units. And I know damn well that the people they serve with didn't act this way. Like, that color is not a problem. It's not an issue in the military. So where this comes from, I don't know. But what I'm getting to is that just because someone's a cop doesn't mean they're good. It doesn't mean they're bad. It's a case by case basis. And I can't believe I'm even having to say this, but it's just dumbfounding the amount of people that I see in the comments saying this stuff. You know, so while we're talking about this, um, one of my followers, Anarchy Tattoo Studios out of New York City, great guy. He's been following us for a while. He may be on now, But he sent me a video earlier, and he does tattoos in New York. He's a patriot, so if you in that area, you need a tattoo, go get one. Maybe one day I'll go up there and get my sleeve finished out if I ever get some free time. But go hit him up. Anyway, he sent me a video today of a kid, and I'll try to play it through my phone here, getting kicked out of a restaurant because he didn't have his papers. Right here we go. So there's like 20 cops there. And so you can watch the whole video. I think he's posted on his Instagram, but there's like 20 cops there, and they're kicking this kid out. Is he looks like he's 4 years old. This guy has to be traumatizing to this child, and 20 cops are there. Why are they enforcing these things? And a lot of people ask that. A lot of people say, why would police be enforcing these things? And again, this is NYPD. Again, we're just not on a fly. Now they're, kicking out a 4-year-old out of a restaurant. Meanwhile, you have old ladies getting robbed. You have stores being looted, carjackings at an all-time high. But we're worried about kicking 4 years old out of McDonald's. I don't know what the restaurant is. I'm just saying. But many people over the years have asked me that, do I think cops would take guns if it came down to taking guns? Well, some would, absolutely. Some wouldn't. Um, I think to say all would be a lie, because, and I'll get to why that is. But just like in the Nuremberg trials, when you had the Waffen SS officers, they were saying they were following orders. So a lot of people will just follow orders, and that goes for military, that goes for everybody. They will just follow orders, and understand that a cop may see it as one, is to us versus them. If you're in the military or police or civilian, it's to us versus them mentality. I know that because while I was in the military, it's us, them. And the way you look at it is that a cop may think, this is his survivability. He has to feed his family. So he may not see the big picture. He may not have that hero mindset where I'm going to do this for the greater, I'm not going to do this for the greater good. He may be thinking in a selfish manner that I'm going to go enforce orders because I got to provide for my family, you know. Whereas someone like me, I'm not going, I'm going to do whatever for the greater good. I'm my family, I love them and all, but I'm going to do whatever. I will make sacrifices for the greater good. Right. So, like I said, that doesn't mean that all would, not by a long shot, but because we've seen cops walk out on the mandate, cops have quit their job because of the mandates. We seen cops walk out a few months ago because of they didn't want to enforce the mandates last year. The business closures and things like that. But I think this should just be a cautionary tale to let you know the realities of things. A lot of people won't say these type of things because it doesn't go along the Republican. We have to go down every check mark box the Republican person says that we have to believe in every single thing together. That's not true. People can believe in different things. People will believe in different things. You know, I think that goes along with also we've seen doctors, nurses, military personnel walk out, right? So you've seen a lot of doctors very pro. You've seen a lot of doctors very against. Pilots walking off. Military personnel walking off. And I've had a lot reach out to me. Military guys ask me what they should do, and I don't want to give them an advice that's going to affect their life. I would just tell them what I would do, and that's what it is. But what I do know more than anything is this stuff that came out of this Wuhan lab has caused more division in this country than Donald Trump they've ever said Donald Trump did. This this thing has caused so much division, and basically you got to choose a side, and that's what it is. And my thing is that it's so bizarre because we're willing to destroy our country because of this. Sure, it affects people, it takes some people out, but we're really going to destroy our civilization because of this. It's mind-boggling, right? um but I would also say that you should encourage police officers that are patriots, that are standing up, encourage them, back them, and remind the ones that don't want to, do the right thing. That last year, the people who were screaming to defund the police are the people you're following. The people that wanted to put you out of work are the people that you're following the orders of. Remind them of that. But again, don't blanket statements. Don't say we can't back the blue because of bad cops. Um, they're out there along with bad apples in every group. There's bad apples in the conservative spectrum. I see them in the comments all the time. Radical lunatics in my comment section sometimes. They'll get mad at me because I may say something like the Ahmaud Arbery, how I don't think he should have been gunned down in the street and called an N word over his dead body. I don't think that's right. Oh, I'm unfollowing you because of that. Well, unfollow me. I guess me and you are in the same mindset. But I would encourage you to know that people are going to disagree, and don't be the cancel culture type person. Just to, oh, I disagree with one thing you said, man. I'm unsubbing. I'm done with you. And I'm going to talk about why I'm even saying that, because B. Tatum was mentioned that earlier, and we'll kind of talk about that. But this day and age, the best advice that I can give you is don't judge people by their profession, whether they're good or bad. Don't judge people by their skin color, and don't judge people by their status. And this goes both ways, both, no matter what side of the fence you're on, right? If you're a cop, every person you pull over isn't a criminal, right? It, it, every cop ain't going to kill you. These sort of things, like, you got to get out of this type of mindset, you know. But I talked a few months ago about, I got into it with this guy I've known for many years in the survival community. He's a officer, field grade officer at that, in the military, and comes out. He's a full blown communist, full blown communist supporter. He's in the military, actively serving. He's actually getting stationed in Hawaii right now, and they're there. They're there, man. A while back, I'm not going to name too much of the details, but buddy of mine and I were talking on a three-way call. He had a buddy with him. This guy's about to be a general officer. We're talking, and he basically said he didn't think the withdrawal from Afghanistan was bad, and he supported Joe Biden. You know what I mean? So you got him everywhere, man. So kind of talking about the Candace Owens interview with Trump. This has caused a lot of heat over the past few days. A lot of things came up. It was a good interview. I thought, Candace, she did well. She remained objective, and we'll discuss why that's important in a second. But she asked about Edward Snowden. Good, good. That's Mike the Dad Crosby. A good question, man. He says, "Don't ask people what they do for a living. Ask what they're passionate about." That's a good question. Because a lot of people work to pay for their passion. But so he asked why he didn't pardon Snowden and these sort of things. But the sheep's milk came up, and he said he was all for it. He created it, and um, hence why he's in support of it. He said it saved all kinds of lives and this and that. And understand, people will praise themselves. He's using this as a praise for himself. Biden didn't create it. I created it, and that's what people do. He did say he opposed mandates. B. Tatum, Brandon Tatum, Officer Tatum, did a live, did a story on his Instagram last night. And I saw what he was saying, and then he did a YouTube video about it, and he's been very vocal about it. He's very upset about it, and I'll kind of talk about his points. And I agree with Brandon Tatum most of the time. I think he's a good guy. One valid point he said is that they have weaponized the sheep's milk. I completely agree with that. I think they have. It's being used as a weapon. It's almost like the precursor to the mark of the beast. You can't you can't eat. You can't go to the gym. You can't go to the restaurants. You can't go to the movie theaters. You can't do any of these things, even down to children. So yeah, they're weaponizing it. They're marking who would be the opposition with this. Oh, you're not getting. Well, you're the opposition. You're seeing it at work. People are losing their jobs. these sort of things being weaponized for people's survivability. Again, like we've talked about. Um, Another thing I agree with that Tatum said is that it's giving fuel to the leftists for the mandates by signing off on the sheep's milk by the man that everybody hates. He's saying that he loves it. It's solidifying that, oh yeah, we need mandates because it's working. He agrees to it, and I understand that completely too. Um, he brought up other good points about conceding that Trump said he would not concede, and then he winds up conceding. I'm sorry about my nose. I've had like allergies the past few days, and he conceded anyway. He said he wasn't going to concede, then he conceded. All I'm going to say is, as me, if I were the and I've been saying this, if I were I don't know if I said it on camera before, if I was the president of the United States, me personally, if I became the president, and I without a doubt knew that the election was stolen from me, I would know that went against the Constitution. I would know that went against every American citizen. I would know that went against what our founding fathers created this place for. And you wouldn't remove me from office. It'd be martial law. It would be all hell. Maybe that's why I'm not president. All hell would be breaking loose. People would be in prison. I'd have guys in the streets marching. It'd be on like Donkey Kong. And again, maybe that's why I'm not president, and maybe why I never will be, because that's the type of guy I am. So I do agree with that too. You said you weren't going to concede, then you did. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't, no matter, And then the people he should have pardoned, he pardoned rappers. Um, Will they turn out support for him? Yeah. Did it help him? I think maybe that's what he was going for, because I don't. Maybe he had a relationship with him. I don't know. Maybe Lil Wayne. I don't know. Lil Wayne's got a song about Bill Gates, so who knows? um, but like Brandon said, Officer Tatum said that he lost a lot of supporters by alienating him. I've seen a lot of people upset over the past 24 hours, and I have to believe in many will feel that way. You know, one thing I will say too is that Trump would always let the bickering with you know news kind of get the best of him. I think he could have handled that much better. Look, I get it. I empathize with it, because sometimes I get in the ditches with trolls. Start talking trash to them, because it'll get to you. You want to you just want to talk trash to people. So I get it. I empathize with it. But you really got to take the high road on these sort of things, especially when you're in extreme positions of power. Forget about these little guys. And it maybe some of you don't remember, you weren't following things at that time, but Obama got much ridicule as well. He got all the time. Even Hillary Clinton very much vocal against him all the time, and he never said anything. He never addressed these people. He did his thing, and hence why a lot of America loved him. I don't love him, but a lot of America did. That's why I did 2 terms, because he was a politician, and being political, you know, and being thrust into that as a businessman, where you have extreme power, being thrust into the politics where you have to kind of bite your tongue would be very difficult. I can empathize with that completely. It would be hard. I know when me being in charge for much of my life, and then going into a position where I have to bite my tongue, it would be tough, you know. But the other thing is that the left have been eating Candace Owens up a lot, alive over this, saying that Trump, schooled her. Trump got the best of her on the sheep's milk and all this sort of things. What you have to understand is that, one, Candace has a lot of respect for Trump, you know, and you're not going to disrespect someone you respect just because you don't agree with one ideology. I think that's dumb to do. So people need to get a grip on that. And number two, when you're an interviewer, you have to remain objective. So I did an interview with a guy named Tyson Beckford. Some of you may have known him. I used to be cool with him a few years ago, maybe 2 years ago, and we did an Instagram live video together. And I like Tyson a lot. I grew up liking him. I thought he was very cool. And in my day, he was very famous. I like movies he was in, and he was very much into guns. He and I would talk quite a bit. and that sort of thing. He would always wear my shirts and hats and stuff, Black Scout stuff. And so we did an interview, and during the interview, I remained objective. We were talking about he had been through some hurricanes, and he and I were like talking during that time, Hurricane Irma, when he was in his apartment in Miami, and he was trapped. Like water came up so much he couldn't get out of the apartment. And so in the interview, he said some things I didn't agree with at all. But when you're bringing in someone to interview, you're not bringing them into a debate. They don't come in under that guy said they're coming in there for a debate. They're interviewing you. So as an interview, you have to remain objective. Hence why she did not get into a dialogue with him about these sort of things. That was not the arena was set not for that. If it had been a debate, it'd been a completely different things because then people prepare for uh, topics, right? So I think people saying that, "Oh, Candace, got beat up by, school by this," I think is very immature to even say. Anyone who knows anything about this, when you interview somebody, you have to remain objective. Like I said, Tyson Beckford, he and I used to be cool. I'm not cool with him anymore. He's freaking Marxist. Just completely commie supporter. He tries to slide into the 2A community and stuff. No, no, not at all. Right. I don't have any dealings with that guy anymore. So that's the thing. Even if you disagree with someone and you're interviewing them, you just have to be the interviewer. You know, keep your opinions out of it because that's not what it is. Now, if it's a debate, it's a different thing. So people talking this trash about Candace, and I don't really follow Candace that much. I really just this is like pretty much the day that today because I've seen all this kind of stuff going on. But talking about, these mandates and things, and the CDC is now released that it's only 5 days. It's like, man, people are not even paying attention to this stuff. Like the people in the poorest of health, you'll get people out on the street in the poorest of health being Karens, and they don't take care of themselves at all, but want to tell me all of a sudden want to tell me about how I need to take care of my health. You've not cared about this for the past 40 years. I don't want to hear from you. You know what I mean? Why am I going to take fitness advice from a 400-pound person that's eating donuts and smoking cigarettes? I don't want fitness advice from you. I don't want health advice from you, right? A few weeks back, I got into a debate with a lady about a month ago, right? Somebody I know, she works in the medical field. We got in a debate about the sheep's milk. She's very pro for it, this and that. And, she's heavily obese. And, I'm like, I said, you do know that you have a better chance of it being nothing if you start getting in shape, right? Oh no, no, you're just being conspiracy theorist, right? I'm a conspiracy. Go get in the sun, go walk, eat healthy, right? Lose the weight, and it's not going to be anything. But I'm a conspiracy theorist, right? So I sent an article about the percentage. It's like the most amount of people that are having the worst effects from it. And sorry, you got to guard your language on here on YouTube because the algorithm will pick up on it. That those are the ones that the highest percentage that have the most trouble with it are obese people. So if you really wanted to save people, you'd tell them to go get in the sun, go get healthy, right? Those sort of things. But you have to understand that if you look at big pharma, essentially they're profiting off of mandating something that you have to basically take, like in New York, for your survivability. It's either you're not going to be able to eat, work, whatever, to get it. So how great there's survival instructors, that teach classes. They'll be like, hey man, you got to buy this gear list of 50 items before you come to my survival class. Oh yeah, they're all from my store too, right? So essentially it's the same thing. It's a way for people to profiteer off of this. You know, let's mandate, let's profit. Who's in the stocks? It's a stock. You can buy stocks in this. So it's mind boggling. Real quick, guys. So that's the majority. How long have we even been on here? I appreciate you guys staying out with me tonight too, by the way. But I also do want to know what your thoughts is on, yeah, conspiracy starts with reality. You're right. Let me know your thoughts on what I said about the Trump and these sort of points, these bullet points that Candace brought up and B Tatum. Candace pretty much just interviewed, but B Tatum has brought up the points about the conceding and stuff like that, like how I feel I would not have if I had any shadow of a doubt I wouldn't have. It'd be all out war, but maybe that's just me. But before we go, real quick, guys, I always try to tell you about new shirts. We got POWMIA shirts made. Give respect to the prisoners of war, missing action. They're on website now. I wanted to do this shirt for a long time. We just finally got it done. But just a reminder where to those guys that never came home or that spent time with the enemy behind enemy lines. Show your respect for those guys. Also, if you didn't see the Garmin video, the Tactics Delta that I'm wearing here, we're now official Garmin dealers, so we're selling these on our website, as well as the Instinct that you've seen a review of, which is a great smartwatch as well. GPS and all that kind of stuff. It's like $200. And we're also selling InReach. We'll do some reviews on this. This, I don't think these are on site yet, but they're coming. InReach is a great tool you get in a jam. This is going to save your life, So great tool for a good price. But anyhow, guys, that's kind of my thoughts tonight. I know people have been asking me what did I think about it and stuff like that. And I just kind of want to get that out there, those points. And like I said, I agree with him. I think Brandon Tatum's correct. And you can check out his video on it. Check out his channel. He's a good guy. Like I said, I agree with him most of the time. But yeah, sorry, Brian Key saying I'm making him sniffle because I am. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, guys. So Forever American, Forever American is the type of guy that you get this kind of like doesn't pay attention in class. He's kind of like wandering off and then says something stupid. He's like, watch the interview. He's not betraying us. I'm saying other points and I'm not talking about the interview per se. People are getting upset about the interview because he is giving fuel to the left because the left of it has been using these words from the interview all over the media. Hats, man, we'll have some in stock. We have actually the M81. People have been asking about those. They'll be coming back probably, I think, this week. We don't have this Airage yet. Probably closer to summer. We kind of put out the camo patterns based on the season. We'll probably have Alpine here in a little bit. I know people like those a lot too. Well, I appreciate it, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. I don't want to bore you anymore, but please leave a comment once the video posts. Let me know all your thoughts on these sort of things, because I mean, sometimes you guys say things in the comments that I may have not thought about. This just happens. It happened about this watch, for for example. You guys were talking about when I reviewed the Instinct to check this one out. Um, so yeah, I like your guys' comments. Sometimes you say things that I may not think about, right? Realize. Nice, nice. Yeah, I Am Legend. I think they took my video down or they gave me a hit on it, but I did a video talking about that, and I showed a clip of I Am Legend about it. It was funny. All right, guys. Well, thank you, Jesse Judah. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, yeah, Asanji. That's who he didn't pardon Assange, which I wish he would have. All right, guys. So you don't have to hear my sniffling anymore. I appreciate you guys again for hanging out with me tonight. And like I said, we try to do a live every week. I think we didn't last week. I can't remember, but we try to do one every week so we can kind of get some interaction with you guys. And guys, always remember, stay frosty, stay strapped, and stay dangerous. Take care.